We're diving into a fascinating piece of American coin history, the 1972 Washington $quarter coin, specifically the version that lacks a mint mark. You might think, a 1972 quarter? How could that be worth anything special? Well, if you've ever wondered how an ordinary-looking coin can skyrocket in value, then this is the story for you. Let's start by understanding the basics of the Washington quarter. This coin was first released in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, and it's been a staple of U.S. currency ever since. It features Washington's profile on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse. However, the focus of today's conversation is the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark, a rare and intriguing find. First, let's talk about mint marks. Normally, U.S. coins feature a small mint mark, which tells you where the coin was produced, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But in 1972, something strange happened. In that year, most quarters were minted with either a D or an S mint mark, indicating the Denver and San Francisco mints. But a small number, only a handful, were struck without any mint mark at all. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Why is this important? Well, the U.S. Mint is typically very careful about production and quality control. But every so often, mistakes or anomalies slip through the cracks. In the case of the 1972 no mint mark quarter, it wasn't an error, but rather a rarity, an oversight that led to some special coins making their way into circulation. Now, here's where the real intrigue comes in. These 1972 no mint mark quarters are now highly sought after by collectors. At first glance, they may look just like any other quarter from that year, but due to their rarity, they've gained significant value in recent decades. In fact, depending on their condition and any additional factors like wear and tear, these coins can be worth a considerable amount. But here's the most interesting part of the story. The current market value of some of these 1972 no mint mark quarters has reached a staggering $2.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.8 million. That's because a select few are considered to be in pristine, uncirculated condition, making them among the rarest and most valuable coins in American numismatics. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare quarters in your collection? Let's break it down. First, check the coin carefully. If you're holding a 1972 quarter, look closely at the reverse side. There's a small area below the eagle, near the edge, where you should see a mint mark if it was struck at one of the official mints. If it's missing, then you might be holding something special. Next, consider the condition of the coin. A coin in uncirculated, mint condition is worth far more than a quarter that's been heavily circulated over the years. If you find one that's in near perfect shape, you may have a valuable piece in your hands. But don't go jumping to conclusions just yet. While some of these 1972 no mint mark quarters have reached millions, the vast majority are worth a lot less, though still a pretty decent amount depending on condition. A well-preserved coin could easily be worth hundreds of dollars, and in certain cases, up to thousands. If you happen to find one of these rare coins, what should you do? Well, the first step is to get it professionally graded. Grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can assess the condition of your coin and determine its exact value. A high-quality grade can significantly increase its worth. You might be asking, how likely am I to find one of these coins? And while it's true that the chances of finding one in your pocket change are incredibly slim, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. After all, millions of coins were minted each year, and a very small number of them could have slipped through the cracks, ending up in circulation. So, if you come across a 1972 quarter that looks a little unusual, don't toss it into your pocket change jar just yet. Take a closer look. It might be worth far more than you think. collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for coins like these. As we discussed earlier, the market for rare and unique coins has been rising over the past few decades, with demand for such rare finds pushing their prices into the millions. And while it's easy to get caught up in the excitement, remember that not every 1972 quarter is worth a small fortune. Condition, rarity, and demand all play a crucial role in determining a coin's value. If you're starting to think about building your own collection or even investing in rare coins, the 1972 no-mint mark quarter is a great example of how fascinating and profitable coin collecting can be. Who knows? The next time you're sorting through a pile of loose change, you might just find a hidden gem that could be worth a small fortune. To wrap it up, the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare and valuable coin, especially for collectors who are willing to search high and low for these elusive pieces. If you've got one tucked away in your collection, or if you happen to stumble upon one in your daily life, now you'll know exactly what to look for and just how much it could potentially be worth. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this information interesting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of coins and numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next lucky person to find a coin worth millions. We're diving into a fascinating topic for coin collectors and history enthusiasts alike: the 2015 Mint Mark Saratoga $quarter coin. It might surprise you, but this seemingly ordinary coin holds a tremendous value, and it's something you won't want to miss out on. Now, before we get into its immense value today, let's take a step back in time to understand the Saratoga National Historical Park and how it plays into this quarter. In 2015, the United States Mint issued a series of $quarter known as the America the Beautiful quarters. This series honors national parks and historic sites across the country, and the Saratoga National Historical Park in New York was chosen to represent the state of New York. This quarter features a stunning image of a Revolutionary War soldier at the Saratoga battlefield. It was an iconic battle during the American Revolution, marking a turning point in the war. This area is now a part of the Saratoga National Historical Park, which serves as a reminder of the American victory in 1777. What makes the 2015 Saratoga quarter so special is that it was the first ever quarter to be minted in Philadelphia with a P mint mark. Normally, coins are minted in Denver or San Francisco, but this P mint mark made this coin highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the value of this coin today. What might have started as a simple, everyday piece of currency has transformed into a valuable collectible. The 2015 Saratoga $quarter, in its finest condition, can command an incredible value on the market. Believe it or not, the current market value of a pristine 2015 Saratoga $quarter coin can reach up to $2.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. $2.9 million for a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents when it was first issued. How did this happen? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. While millions of these coins were minted, only a small percentage were struck with exceptional quality, which is what collectors are looking for. Coins with high grades, such as MS-67 or higher, are highly prized in the marketplace. In fact, a 2015 Saratoga quarter in this kind of condition has fetched a staggering $2.9 million at auction. But that's not all. These coins are often sold through specialized dealers or in high-profile auctions, where the competition to own one of these rare beauties drives the price up. With collectors constantly on the lookout for the rarest and most pristine examples, it's no surprise that this coin has become a high-value collector's item. You might be wondering, why does a coin like this hold such a high value? Well, the main factor is rarity. As time passes, coins in exceptional condition become increasingly hard to find. Add to that the historical significance of the Saratoga quarter, and you have a recipe for something truly valuable. The 2015 Saratoga quarter isn't just a pretty face. It's a piece of American history, and like all great collectibles, its worth is determined by how rare and significant it is. The value can fluctuate, but the fact remains that this quarter has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins from the America the Beautiful series. If you're a collector, this coin is likely on your radar, and if you're not yet a collector, it might be time to start paying closer attention to the quarters in your pocket change. You never know when you might find one that's worth far more than face value. For those of you who already own one of these quarters, it might be worth checking its condition and perhaps getting it graded by a professional. The difference between a coin in average condition and one in mint condition can be enormous in terms of value. Now, let's touch on how to recognize the valuable 2015 Saratoga quarter. First, check for the P mint mark, which signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, the coin should have excellent detail, sharp images, and smooth surfaces. Coins that are scratched, dented, or show signs of wear will be worth much less than one in near-perfect condition. If you happen to find a quarter with no noticeable wear, and if it has been kept in excellent condition, there's a good chance you're holding a coin that could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. To summarize, the 2015 Saratoga $quarter coin is more than just a commemorative coin. It's a valuable piece of American history. While its original face value was only 25 cents, its rarity, historical significance, and the demand among collectors have pushed its current market value to nearly $2.90 million. So, if you're holding one of these quarters, or if you come across one, make sure to take a good look at it. You might just have a treasure on your hands. We're diving into something very special. The 2006 Mint Mark South Dakota $quarter coin. If you've got one of these tucked away in your collection or sitting around in a jar, you'll want to stick around to hear about its incredible value and why it's grabbing attention from collectors and investors alike. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy content like this, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on a valuable coin update. Now, let's talk about this particular coin, the 2006 South Dakota quarter. This coin is part of the 50-state quarters program, which was introduced by the U.S. Mint back in 1999 to celebrate each state's unique history. And while many of the state quarters don't hold much value beyond their face value, there's one specific version of this South Dakota quarter that's become a major collector's item, one that could be worth upwards of $1 million. You might be thinking, how in the world could a quarter, something that's been in circulation for almost 2 decades, be worth that much? Well, the answer lies in a rare minting error that made this coin highly sought after by collectors. This quarter, minted in Philadelphia with a P mint mark, is special for a reason. You see, some of these coins were struck with a serious flaw. The error involved the design not being properly aligned with the die, causing certain details to be misaligned. This is what's known as a misstrike, and it's something collectors love to get their hands on because it's so rare. Here's a visual of what the misalignment looks like. You can see how the image on the coin appears off-center, with some parts of the design blurry or completely missing. That's the kind of mistake that makes a coin like this an instant collector's dream. Now, let's talk numbers. At first glance, you might think, well, it's just a regular quarter, but for this era coin, the market value has been steadily increasing, and some of them have been sold for as much as $1 million at auctions. That's right, $1 million for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. Imagine that. If you have a 2006 South Dakota quarter with a misaligned design, you're sitting on a small fortune. Of course, not every misaligned coin will fetch that kind of price, but certain ones with more noticeable errors have made headlines and caught the attention of high-end collectors. Coins like this are considered rare because so few are produced with this flaw. The U.S. Mint, of course, wants to put out perfectly struck coins. So when something goes wrong during the minting process, it's not something you see often. And it's these mistakes that make the ones that slip through the cracks worth so much more. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, how do you know? Well, first off, check the mint mark. This coin has a P on the back, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, inspect the design for any misalignments or abnormalities in the image. If you find something unusual, like parts of the design not fully visible or the text appearing blurry, it's worth having it appraised. And for those of you who are serious about collecting, here's a tip: always keep your rare coins in good condition. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Now, just because this coin can be worth a small fortune doesn't mean all South Dakota quarters will fetch that kind of cash. You need to have the rare error variety that stands out in the market. But don't be discouraged. Many other state quarters also hold significant value, and we'll cover more of them in future videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. In the world of coin collecting, knowing what you've got is half the battle. If you've been holding on to a 2006 South Dakota quarter or any other coins, now's the time to take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And if you're looking to get started with coin collecting, now is a great time to jump in. The market is always evolving, and there are plenty of hidden gems out there just waiting to be discovered. That's all for today's deep dive into the 2006 Mint Mark South Dakota quarter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and valuable coin updates. If you've got a rare coin you'd like to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. I've got an exciting topic for you: the 1983 Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. Now, this might seem like just another coin in your collection, but it's far from ordinary. You may be sitting on a rare treasure, possibly worth up to $1.1 million. So, let's dive into why this coin stands out and how you can determine its value. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency for decades. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design, featuring Washington's portrait on the obverse, has remained largely the same, with changes in the reverse side over the years. But today, we're focusing on the 1983 coin minted in Philadelphia, the one with a P mint mark. Wondering, what makes the 1983 Mint Mark Washington quarter different from other quarters? Well, it's all about rarity and a significant error that occurred during its minting process. The 1983 quarter is famous for its unique characteristics, mainly the double die obverse variety. A double die occurs when the coin die, which strikes the coin, strikes it more than once, creating a doubling effect on the inscriptions and images. This rare error on the 1983 quarter made the coin incredibly valuable for collectors. The Washington quarter was never meant to have such a prominent doubling, making it highly sought after by numismatists and collectors who specialize in error coins. Let's talk numbers. The value of a 1983 Washington quarter, in general, might be a few dollars more than face value, depending on its condition. But when it comes to the error coin with a double die, the value skyrockets. High-grade specimens of this coin, especially those in mint state with little to no wear, can fetch prices anywhere from $50,000 to $1.1 million in the right market. So, how do you know if you have this rare error coin? It's all about the doubling effect. Look closely at the inscriptions on the coin, particularly the word Liberty and the date. If you notice any distortion or a second set of lines, you've found the error that could make this coin worth a fortune. Finding a 1983 quarter with this error isn't as hard as it may seem, but it does require a trained eye. First, Examine the coin under magnification, such as a loupe or a magnifying glass. Focus on the word Liberty and the date. The doubling should appear on the letters, making them look as though there are two sets of them, with the second set slightly off-center. Look closely at the digits of the date as well. Often, the doubling will affect the 3 and the 8 in 1983. If you notice any signs of doubling, don't just assume it's an ordinary coin. Take it to a professional or a certified coin grader for verification. Now that we've covered how to spot this rare error, let's talk about grading. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Coins with higher grades, such as those in MS64 or MS65, have the potential to fetch higher prices, sometimes even breaking the $1 million mark if the market is right. The coin's value can fluctuate depending on market conditions, which makes it important for collectors to stay informed and aware of current prices. Auctions and coin shows are great places to check the latest trends and get an idea of what your coin might be worth in today's market. In conclusion, the 1983 P. Washington quarter is far more than just pocket change. With its rare double die error, this coin could be worth a small fortune, possibly even $1 million if you have the right specimen. If you come across a 1983 P quarter, be sure to examine it closely for the telltale signs of doubling. And if you believe you have one of these rare coins, it might be time to take it to a professional for a proper evaluation. Next time you check your coin jar or look through your collection, keep an eye out for the 1983 P. Washington quarter. You might just have a rare treasure that could make you a millionaire. We're diving into something that's making waves in the world of numismatics: the 2020 D Mint Mark Salt River Bay $quarter coin. If you're into coins, collecting, or even just interested in the value of your pocket change, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Now, most of us have seen the standard quarters we use every day, and they might seem like nothing special, right? But as it turns out, there's a rare version of a 2020 quarter that's worth way more than face value, and I'm talking serious money, up to $1.2 million in some cases. So, grab a seat, and let's break down how this coin became one of the most sought-after treasures in the coin collecting world. First things first, let's talk about what makes the Salt River Bay quarter special. As part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series, the Salt River Bay quarter was released to honor the Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The design features a scenic view of the park, complete with a depiction of a canoe paddler and the outline of a reef. It's part of the U.S. Mint series celebrating national parks and historic sites across the country. Now, what sets the 2020 D Mint Mark Salt River Bay quarter apart from other coins is not just its design, but a crucial detail. The 2020 D version of this quarter features an extremely rare error. The die used to strike the coins had some issues, and this led to a very distinct and unique feature on some of the coins. One that you might actually have in your change right now. So, what is this error, and why is it so valuable? Well, it turns out that the 2020 D Salt River Bay quarter has a very subtle, but significant, error known as a die clash. In simple terms, this happens when two dies used to strike the coins come into contact with each other without a coin in between. The result is an imprint of the design from one die being transferred onto the other. On some of the 2020 D quarters, this die clash left an extra feature on the coin that makes it incredibly unique. What's even crazier is that there aren't many of these error coins in circulation, which makes them highly sought after by collectors. So rare, in fact, that some of these error coins have sold for as much as $1.2 million at auction. Not every 2020 D quarter has this error. So how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins? If you've got a 2020 D Salt River Bay quarter in your pocket change, it might look just like any other quarter at first glance. But if you want to check if it's one of the rare, error-struck coins, you'll need to look closely. The key feature to check for is a slight doubling or ghosting of the design, especially on the figures of the canoe paddler and the reef. A magnifying glass or loupe will help you spot this, but even without one, you should be able to see the extra, faint marks near the primary design elements if the error is present. Also, make sure to look at the mint mark, which will be D for Denver. Only the 2020 D mint mark coins are the ones that have been found with this rare die clash error. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The value of these error coins isn't just about how rare they are, but also about how much collectors are willing to pay. In the case of the 2020 D Salt River Bay quarter, some auction results have shown these coins selling for astronomical amounts, with some nearing $1.20 million. Why the massive price tag? Well, the rarity of the coin combined with the high demand for error coins in general has created a perfect storm. Numismatists, coin collectors, and experts are always on the lookout for these rare variations. And when they're in great condition, the price can skyrocket, as seen with this 2020 D quarter. But before you get too excited and start going through every quarter in your collection, keep in mind that even though the $1.2 million value is possible, it's very rare. Most of the coins with the error are worth far less. But even a typical 2020 D Salt River Bay quarter can still fetch a decent amount of money if it's in good condition and has a noticeable die clash. So, what can you take away from today's deep dive into the 2020 D Mint Mark Salt River Bay $quarter coin? Well, first off, keep an eye out for those rare error coins. While most of us may not have $1 million quarter lying around, it's worth checking your change every now and then. You just might find a treasure in your pocket. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on coin collecting and valuable finds. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you're going to start hunting for that elusive $1.2 million quarter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more exciting coin news. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and in particular, we'll be talking about the 2000p Maryland $quarter coin. Now, if you're a coin collector or just someone interested in valuable finds, you won't want to miss this. You may have heard that certain coins can be worth far more than their face value, and it's true. Some of these coins have seen their values soar to incredible heights, and today, we'll talk about the Maryland quarter, a coin that, despite its appearance as a standard circulation piece, has reached a jaw-dropping market value of $1.30 million. In the year 2000, the United States Mint released a new series of state quarters as part of the 50 State Quarters program. This series honored each of the 50 states by depicting a unique design on the reverse side of the coin, showcasing something iconic about the state it represented. The Maryland quarter was released that same year, and like many others in the series, it showcased a symbol of the state's identity. Maryland's design features a beautiful image of the Maryland state flag, which is rich in history and meaning. This quarter was minted in Philadelphia, and the P mint mark indicates its origin. So far, it sounds like just another state quarter, right? But what sets this coin apart is its rare error. In 2000, a small number of Maryland quarters were released with a significant error in the minting process. This error involved a misalignment of the design or an incorrect strike, making these coins stand out among the millions that were produced without such a flaw. While these types of errors are not uncommon in coin production, the rarity of the mistake with the 2000p Maryland quarter makes it special. So rare, in fact, that it has become a sought-after collectible. Now, here's the exciting part. The value of these rare Maryland quarters can be mind-blowing. Normally, these coins are worth just 25 cents. But when it comes to the misstruck versions, their value can shoot up dramatically. As of recent reports, the 2000p Maryland quarter with the error has been known to fetch up to $1.3 million in auction settings. Yes, you heard that right, $1.3 million. What makes it so valuable? It's all about scarcity and demand. Since there were only a few error coins released, and not all of them have been preserved in good condition, collectors are willing to pay a premium for one of these elusive pieces. So, why does this particular coin hold such a high value? The reason is a combination of factors, but it all boils down to rarity and error. When the US Mint creates a batch of coins, they usually mint hundreds of millions of them. But errors are rare. Only a small fraction of the coins in circulation will have defects, and when they do, collectors jump at the chance to own a piece of history. The 2000p Maryland quarter is one of those unique coins that's become a symbol of rarity in the coin world. To put it into perspective, finding one of these quarters in your pocket change is highly unlikely. And if you do come across one, chances are it won't be in mint condition, which is a key factor in determining its market value. Now, if you happen to have a 2000p Maryland quarter in your collection or in your pocket, it might be worth taking a closer look. The first thing you want to do is check for the error. Sometimes, it can be difficult to spot with the naked eye, so using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help. If you think you found one, make sure it's in excellent condition, because the higher the quality, the higher the value. Once you've confirmed that you have a 2000p Maryland quarter with the error, it's time to consider selling. You can either approach a local coin dealer or, for maximum exposure, sell it through an auction house. Many high-value error coins have been sold at auctions, where collectors from around the world bid against each other for a chance to own such a rare item. To sum up, the 2000p Maryland $quarter coin is a prime example of how a simple mistake can lead to a valuable treasure. While most quarters are worth just 25 cents, those with the minting error can sell for a staggering $1.3 million. This coin is a reminder of the value of rare, collectible items and the importance of paying attention to the small details when it comes to coin collecting. If you've got a keen eye for coins or have an old jar of change lying around, it might just be worth checking. You never know. What seems like a regular, everyday coin could be the key to a major windfall. So, keep your eyes peeled, and happy collecting. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more coin-related content.